had the over in U.S. Latvia. That literally was, I don't like the term bad beat, but it's a bad beat when you have 2 goals overturned in the first period alone and you outshoot a team like 300-6, and you can't get it over. You can't get it over 6.5, and the game finishes 5-1. And similar situation with Germany and Denmark.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
George, Rutschman is an interesting one here. I mean, this was somebody that we were told was going to be a superstar. I feel like we've done this now with back-to-back young catchers on Baltimore that they've taken. They've taken Matt Wieters. Remember when they took him super high and everyone thought he was the second coming? Then they took Adley Rutschman. I guess the good news is they have Sam Basallo, who's supposed to be fantastic too, but can't whiff on 3 like that, can you?
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Road trips to Kentucky and Tennessee, which are pressure environments where mistakes can snowball a team quickly. And not even listen at those games there. How about the home games they have left with Alabama and Florida, who bring size, who bring pace, and physicality that punish you on both ends of the floor.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. My main man right there, Tyrone A. Johnson. We have a great show for you today. Good to have you here on a Thursday. I think it's the second to last Thursday in February. As a matter of fact, meaning that spring is right around the corner, and we start off with devastating news. For those of you that live in the Midwest and have been Chicago Bears fans for life, the city of Chicago is dead. It died a terrible death today because no real city in America in 2026 can call itself a top-notch major sports town and lose out on football. The Chicago Bears are moving to Hammond, Indiana. Now, they're going to do what the Giants did. They're going to do what the Jets did. Speaking from experience right now, when New York lost the Jets and lost the Giants to our neighboring state of New Jersey and kept their names, New York Giants, New York Jets, for the gravitas of the greatest city of all time, the Chicago Bears are going to do the same. But if you're a diehard Chicago Bear fan today, how do you live with yourselves? How do you look in the mirror and understand and recognize that you have now foobarred one of the great franchises, one of the starting franchises in the NFL, and you are losing them to the great state of Indiana? What a poop show in Chicago.
You know, they deserve it. And you know why they deserve it? In addition to all the things surrounding the stadium and all that, for that terrible-ass pizza. Like, they've been trying to convince us that terrible pizza's good for 30, 40 years.
Yes.
And now I knew sooner or later there would be a penalty for it. And this is the penalty. You lose your football team.
Well, I'm not sure if it's because of the deep dish pizza.
It is because of that pizza.
Because it's not really pizza. But it's embarrassing. Yeah. You know, it's kind of like the news a couple months back. You know, Kansas City's losing the Chiefs. You know, they're going to Kansas. That's happening. That's done. Yeah. And big announcement coming today. I'm not sure if they had the press conference just yet. I know the Bears put a statement out today. I know the state of Illinois canceled a planned press conference today talking about their attempts to keep Chicago in Illinois. But it's a wrap. It's over. The Chicago Bears are no longer the Chicago Bears. Now, to be fair, I was a child when we lost the New York Giants and the New York Jets to the state of New Jersey. So I can't speak to it as an adult and as a super fan of either one of those teams in adulthood. But I can tell you this. No matter what any Jet fan or Giant fans tell you, it's embarrassing. that the New York Jets and the New York Giants do not play home football games anywhere in the state of New York. I know we've gotten over it. I know we've gotten used to it. I know we've made it a part of our Sunday rituals, crossing the Hudson River and going to New Jersey to watch one of our two favorite teams play. But the reality is this. It is a black mark on the history of a town and a state and a city when you cannot keep an NFL franchise in that city or in that state. So I was not old enough to remember it and have an emotional reaction to it. I can speak to it because I did live through it, and my family lived through it, and my fellow fans have lived through it. And there is nothing good about losing an NFL franchise to a neighboring state. Now, the flip side, of course, is congratulations, Indiana. Indiana is now an NFL city and state. All right?
Well,
Indiana. Well, Indiana's the state, right?
Yeah, but they already were.
They no, the Colts don't count.
Why don't they count?
The Colts don't count.
How do they not count? They
the
count.
Chicago Bears have now made Indiana a legitimate NFL state. So congratulations to the fine people of Indiana.
Now, what about the other side of this that would say that because, unlike baseball,
Go ahead.
that the stadium at best will get used 30 times in a year, okay? You only have 9 or 8 home games per year.
You're gonna have 8 or 9 regular season games. It'll ultimately be 1 preseason game once we go to 18-game schedule. So you're right.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I was being generous. There's usually not 20 concerts. You throw in a soccer game here and there and things like that. There are people that would say with taxpayer money.
Well, $2 billion is coming from the Bears, and the rest of it, whatever the number is, I don't know the number yet, will come from the fine people of Indiana.
And there will be some people that would say, why are the people of Indiana paying for a building that's going to sit empty? Meanwhile, a baseball stadium, you have the 81 guaranteed dates, plus more concerts, I would say what would you say to those people?
I would say a baseball stadium is probably going to get you, let's call it 100 events a year. Okay?
Easy.
About 100, maybe 110 events a year.
Easy.
If you had some concerts that Live Nation then adds, that stadium to their nationwide rollout of concerts. A football stadium is going to get you, say, 25.
That's what I'm saying. 30 is generous, right?
But there's a gravitas that comes with having NFL football. And it's obviously, I know nothing about Hammond, Indiana. I'm going to learn about it as you are in the days to come. But it's going to be great for that particular city.
It will be.
When it comes to, maybe residential buildings near the stadium, restaurants and bars near the stadium, jobs, obviously, in the building of the stadium, the maintaining of the stadium, the public works that are being involved. So I think it's a net positive for the people of Indiana. But it's an embarrassment till you find people in Chicago. I know for a long time, Chicago referred to itself as the second city.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people think that was an ode to New York being the first city, the number 1 city. It's not. Chicago's been, do you know why Chicago's called the second city?
No. I knew it wasn't because of New York.
It's not because of New York. Ethan, do you know why Chicago's called the second city? Because it's not Hammond, Indiana. That's exactly right. Now, I think Chicago is called the second city because it was rebuilt after that cow farm fire.
Yeah, the big fire.
I believe that's why it's called the second city. But you can fact check me on that. If it's not because of Miss O'Leary's cow, it's because Chicago always takes a back seat to Hammond, Indiana. Not even Gary, Indiana, where the Jackson 5 are from. Hammond, Indiana. A town in Indiana nobody's ever heard of. What a joke you are in Chicago. I know you're going to say, well, we still got the Chicago Cubs and we got the Chicago Bulls. Nobody cares about the White Sox, apparently.
I mean, they have it on the South Side. They have it.
But, I mean, Chicago's a Cub town first.
Absolutely.
But I'm sorry, in 2026, if you cannot figure out how to keep an NFL franchise in your city, you're a weak-ass minor league city.
Yeah, but
sorry, not sorry.
Apparently, they named it second city because at the time it had the second biggest population.
No, it's because of Mrs. O'Leary's cow.
Before it.
I don't know what Google site you're on. That cow burnt down the town. They rebuilt the town. They got the World's Fair in 1900, and they became the second city.
Well, the fire is why they have the best skyline in America.
I can't speak to that.
No, that's absolutely true.
Why would the fire be responsible for the current skyline?
Because they burnt down all the buildings, so then they built really tall was the replacement.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
I know this. I'm glad I'm not from Chicago today. I'm glad I'm not a Chicago Bear fan today. I know it's going to probably take, 3 years or so?
Yeah, it takes a while to build the
4 years,
building.
5 years to get all the permits, start all the building.
Yeah.
But imagine being a Chicago Bear fan, man. You've never had a 4,000-yard passer.
No.
Despite the fact that you are one of the founding franchises of the NFL and had the great Sid Luckman back in the day, hurling it all over the place. And you had NFL championships, not Super Bowls. And you've got the one title, of course, with Jim McMahon and Buddy Ryan and all the things that came along with that. Refrigerator Perry, right? And Walter Payton not scoring a touchdown.
All because of Dick Ego.
But to me, I don't know how you live in a world where you're now a minor league sports town. And I'm not saying that to start a fight with the fine people of Chicago.
You sure?
I love Chicago.
Do you?
Chicago's one of my favorite cities
I
to
love
visit.
Chicago. Very good food.
I go to Chicago every summer. I love the city of Chicago. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I'm sorry now. I mean, I might as well be going to Nebraska. Might as well be going out to Oklahoma. Might as well be going to New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Chicago is not you can't take Chicago seriously now. Like if I owned a business in Chicago, I'd have U-Haul out front right now. I'd be packing up my boxes, trying to find a major league city to live in. Because Chicago, you just lost the NFL to Hammond, Indiana. And I know it's neighboring, I know it's on your border, I know it's not that far away, but that is a joke. That is an embarrassment. And while I've got my own problems, they're called the Jets. And the other teams I root for, at least I didn't lose my football team. I live in New Jersey. I got football in New Jersey. You live in Chicago. You ain't got NFL football.
Looks like, Dan, this is going to be a year where we're going to really find out if prediction markets are going to kind of work beyond what we currently know, because while they are expanding and other companies are certainly getting into it, we're getting finally more pushback from states all across the country, and in particular Nevada, Massachusetts, seemingly are trying to lead the forefront.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
The level of hockey is being played. Like, if you're not really into the NHL, you should watch this and you will enjoy it. Like, it's a different level of hockey. Like, the NHL, basically, there's like 6 really good guys on each team. And in the Olympics, like, every guy is good. Like, it's next level. It's something to behold.
Winter Games Central. Only on SportsGrid.
George, Rutschman is an interesting one here. I mean, this was somebody that we were told was going to be a superstar. I feel like we've done this now with back-to-back young catchers on Baltimore that they've taken. They've taken Matt Wieters. Remember when they took him super high and everyone thought he was the second coming? Then they took Adley Rutschman. I guess the good news is they have Sam Basallo, who's supposed to be fantastic too, but can't whiff on 3 like that, can you?
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
We got a problem in Philadelphia, everybody. Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone A. Johnson here as well. Big problems in Philadelphia with your football team, Tyrone. To be fair, there's a good story for Philly, but also a story that makes guys like me go,
Oh, boy.
So do you want the good story first, or do you want the story that makes me go,
Well, I want to see what makes you go, because I don't believe it's going to be substantial, but I have an open mind.
So I'm going to give you the good story first to get it out of the way. Because we're going to spend more time on the story that makes me go, Here's the good story.
Yeah.
Best right tackle in football, Lane Johnson's coming back for one more year with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Which is actually interesting to me because the rhetoric and the narrative in Philadelphia was when Philadelphia didn't promote your amazing offensive line coach, what's his name, Stoughton's, whatever
Jeff
his name is?
Stoutland, who's
Jeff
very
Stoutland,
good. Yeah,
who's
Stoutland,
highly regarded as one of the best, if not the best, offensive line coaches, but he was also the running back coordinator or running game coordinator. And when they brought in and they were searching for new offensive coordinators, that became an issue.
Yeah.
Are we going to bring in a new OC and still let Jeff Stoutland be in charge of the running game? Obviously, no OC wants to come in and not run the entire offense.
That's right.
So there's a lot of rhetoric in Philadelphia that a guy like Lane Johnson, who obviously missed a lot of games this past year due to injuries, and is a surefire Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
As the best right tackle in football, that he might make a stand and tell the Eagles, I'm not coming back because Stoutland's not the coach anymore. That's how much respect he had for the offensive line coach. Well, you know, a lot of people like to pay lip service to that when it comes to their money and their careers. And from what I've heard in Philadelphia, Lane Johnson might need the money. She's going through a tough situation at home. That being said, Lane Johnson did say today, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
So I do love you, Stoutland,
Love you.
but I need to make some money, so I'm coming back.
Right.
So he's coming back, which is a great story for Eagle fans. But there's a story out there in Philly, Eagle world, that made me go, what's the name of your center? Is it Cam Jurgens?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that your guy?
Cam Jurgens. Yeah.
Cam Jurgens.
2 years ago was
Okay.
first team All-Pro. Last year, a ton of
Yeah.
injuries last season.
Cam Jurgens, when healthy, though,
Very
is
good.
a top-level elite offensive lineman.
Yep.
And obviously, as center, arguably your most important offensive lineman, he calls all the protections for the offensive line. I don't know if he's playing this year, buddy.
Yeah, he is.
I do not know if Cam Jurgens is going to be suiting up. I'll tell you why.
Why? Well, why?
I'm just telling you.
Why?
Investigation has begun.
What?
Cam Jurgens put out a video.
Yeah.
Cam Jurgens has spent the last week and a half in Medellin, Colombia. Okay?
Yeah.
And Cam Jurgens claims that he was in Medellin, Colombia for what he is calling a health reset week.
That's right.
Now, excuse me, I don't know a lot, but I know about Medellin, Colombia. Do you know what their number one export is in Medellin, Colombia?
I happen to know that quite
Yeah.
well. It's cocaine. It is cocaine.
It's what we in Spanish call yeho.
Yes.
What we as Americans call cocaine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not their only,
No.
but it's their number one is the cocaine. Yeah.
It's their number one most profitable export.
Yeah.
Yeho.
Yes.
Manny, don't forget the yeho. Okay?
Yes.
So I've never heard of a guy going to Medellin, Colombia for, his words not mine, direct quote, health reset week.
That's right.
And in the picture that he posted, he's got an IV bag.
IV bag.
And he wrote on the IV bag, "Go Birds."
No, they did.
And he signed it.
They did.
Okay, somebody wrote
Yeah.
okay? And there's a claim that among other treatments for Cam Jurgens, that IV bag had 70 million stem cells in it that he was putting back into his body.
Yes, that part is confirmed.
Okay.
He went there for stem cell treatment. He's Kobe Bryant part 2, caring about his body.
Now, I can tell you as a fact that you can stay right here in the domestic United States and get stem cell treatment. And you can get that blood cleansing.
Yeah,
where the blood goes into a thing, gets cleansed,
he
comes
did
back
that
in.
as well.
Okay.
Part of his week.
So, just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
if you're a multi-million-dollar American athlete who does care about his body, getting ready for another rigorous NFL season, and you had a choice, get stem cell replacement therapy treatment in the United States of America, okay, or go to Medellin, Colombia, to get it as an American.
Yeah.
I'm asking a question. Which country do you think offers better medical services, America or Medellin, Colombia?
Now, if you're talking about, to me, a broken bone,
Yes.
okay, a heart or lung issue, America.
Okay.
But when you're talking about getting ahead, just like Kobe Bryant had to go to Germany.
Yes.
When you're talking about taking the next steps.
Yes.
Right now, I'd much rather be in Medellin.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Because you think they're willing to give you certain treatments that have not been approved yet in this country by our, FDA, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So he's taking the next step. He had big back problems.
You're going to Colombia.
Colombia.
For medical attention that you can get here, and you think it's going to be better there.
I think it's going to be better there.
Now,
yes, when it comes to the looking ahead.
Okay.
Like
now,
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods used to get that HGH treatments, right? Magic Johnson went over there for a different treatment for HIV. LeBron James has been rumored to have gone to European countries for some type of who knows what, right? But of all the countries and cities that you could pick, if you don't think Cam Jurgens is getting drug tested the day he gets back on American soil, or by the way, while he's there, because the NFL and the collective bargaining agreement are allowed to drug test you anywhere in the world that you are at any point of the year. And I know guys, you probably do too, who've been on family vacations. Who have gotten a phone call in the Bahamas, in Bermuda, in Spain, all across the globe. We're testing you tomorrow. And as an NFL player, and it's no joke, you have 24 hours. If you do not show up for that blood test, does not matter where you are on God's green earth. You are viewed as someone who's failed the drug test and are suspended accordingly.
Same thing with track and field.
Now,
same thing.
Medellin, Colombia. You don't think that dude's getting drug tested?
I believe he's definitely going to get blood tested.
I hope you enjoy the fact that Lane Johnson's coming back. Cam Jurgens ain't playing football this year.
Yes, he is. And why isn't he possibly there? Because he likes Colombian women. Like Sofia Vergara.
I like Colombian women too. But I ain't got to go to Colombia to get them. I just go to the Bronx.
You need them pure. Just like you want that white pure, you want the women pure. So you got to go from the source.
I've never seen a dude. And it's almost like he's being so open about it. He's taunting the NFL and daring them to test him. I'm testing your ass. Spend 2 weeks in Colombia for a health reset my ass. So Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is dating a woman that is 50 years younger than him.
Yes.
Okay? Jordan Hassan, as you know, okay?
Yes, indeed.
And it's disgusting. And it's sick.
Yeah.
And no joke, where like when Bill Belichick was like 60 years old, she was in nursery school.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
But the ABS system is in play. Happen on the head this year to sort of challenge these calls. And, I wonder if it affects your thinking at all in dynamics of betting or anything else.
It does, and immediately my mind goes to probably the opposite ends of the spectrum, where one would be, in one scenario, pitchers are getting out of innings quicker because we're actually seeing pitches that actually should be strikes, and those are going to be called strikes and strikeouts.
You had the over in U.S. Latvia. That literally was, I don't like the term bad beat, but it's a bad beat when you have 2 goals overturned in the first period alone and you outshoot a team like 300-6 and you can't get it over. You can't get it over 6.5 and the game finishes 5-1. In similar situation with Germany and Denmark.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Coming up in about 8 minutes or so, we'll give you the first time release, the 2026 NFL over-unders for the year total wins. It's a fascinating early look at what the Vegas folks think is going to happen in the upcoming NFL season, and there are many surprises. I'll just give you one real quick. Not a single team today has an over-under higher than 10.5. And just to give you some context to that, the Kansas City Chiefs in the Mahomes era only have a single season where they won less than 11 games, and that was this past year when Mahomes went down with the injury. So not a single team this year is thought to be good enough today. Obviously, free agency coming, trades coming, draft coming. But I cannot remember the last time that there's not a single team with an over-under 11 or better. So that's coming up in just a few minutes. But I want to give you a quick note on Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant spoke to the media for the first time since Get Off My Dickerson, the fake, the burner account on social media. And I give the media credit. They were waiting for him, and Durant knew they were going to ask the question, and he did not pull a Mick Cronin and say that's the dumbest question I ever got. So he was asked about the burner account and whether or not he would lay claim to posting the things that we read from the, what's the account again? It's Off My Dickerson, right?
I believe that
Stay
was
Off My Dickerson, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Here's Kevin Durant answering the question, and the follow-up included. Go ahead.
You use the burner account. Ranking former teammates to handle third always get by yourself 7. Is that your account? Did you send the message to that?
I know you gotta ask these questions, but I'm not here to get into Twitter nonsense. I'm just here to focus on the season, keep it pushing. But I know I get you have to answer those questions. Yeah, well, I go with the chance. My teammates know what it is. We've been locked in the whole season. We then enjoyed our break. Had great practice today. Looking forward to this road trip.
All right, I'm not here to answer any questions.
Great.
I appreciate that you're going to ask me that question, so he wasn't a jackass about it.
Right.
But he goes, I'm not here to talk about any Twitter nonsense. Now, that is not a denial.
No.
Now, he's not saying he did it, but he clearly did not come out and say, I'm aware of the rumors. People make rumors up about me all the time. This is just the latest in another attack on who I am as a guy. Yes, I'm on social media a lot, but I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me, and yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's guilty of this. Now, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because some people could not find any tweets, some of the tweets, and they weren't deleted. So some of the tweets were made up.
Yeah, I think
by
some were AI, actually.
were made up
That's
that
fair.
he didn't do.
Yeah.
But he's been a troll with burner accounts for over a decade at this point.
And the last time the story came out, I think he owned up to it.
He owned up to it
He's
last
like,
time.
you got me.
Right.
I don't like Russell Westbrook, or whatever the case was
Right.
back in the day. But, it's funny. Like, look, he's one of the most popular players in the history of the NBA. First ballot Hall of Famer, one of arguably a top 5 scorer in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Obviously, unfortunately, he's been on 5 different teams, which I think does sully the legacy a teeny bit. But he's going to go down as one of the great players in the history of basketball. But, man, we know you did it.
Of course.
Like, we know you did it. Because you did it before. So the fact that you did it again, and obviously you talked about some of your teammates, gives us a great insight to how you feel about some of your current and former teammates. The question I always have is, why? Like, it ain't about money.
No.
It's not about your standing amongst your peers. You are regarded as one of the great basketball players in the history of the sport. It's not about money. You arguably are the greatest investor this side of Nancy Pelosi in this country. Like, everything you invest in turns to gold, right? So why the insecurity? You've won multiple championships. You've been a finals MVP.
A regular MVP.
Regular MVP.
Yeah.
You've made over $500 million. You'll be a billionaire in the next couple of years because of your investments. Like, I don't get why a guy in that position just doesn't come out and say, man, I hated playing with this guy, or that guy's lazy, or this guy I don't respect, or whatever the case may be. Like, come on, man. We really need a burner account to do that.
Well, he's also talking about current teammates. See, he's doing it in real time.
But if we know you did it, the fact that you used the burner account to do it doesn't protect you. Because we know you did it.
Right, but he didn't think he was going to get caught.
Well, that's just stupid.
He didn't think he was going to get caught because clearly he's now at this point on burner account 12, 15, 20. He's constantly with the burner account.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even remember which burner account he was criticizing his teammates. The question I have is, does he ever say it to the guys' faces?
Clearly not, right? Because if I'm going to talk about you behind your back, but I want you to see it, Right. I just don't want to put my name on it. Then clearly, I don't want to have that conversation with you man to man.
And I don't
want to say, on the burner account, I want to say, Tyrone shows up late and he's not prepared. But I'm not going to say that to your face. But I want you to know that's how I feel about you. That's some cowardly punk ass, you know what? That's what that is. And I love KD.
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. Like, I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was like the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for, like, the swing and coaching and teaching and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. I'd say that's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Lewis's defense, the best in conference play, which includes the best three-point shooting percentage against and also two-point shooting percentage against. You take a look at Loyola's offense, we pointed out to you the worst in conference play, and also they turn the basketball over 22% of the time, which basically means 1 out of every 4 times up the court, Joe, they don't even get a shot off. They're going to get their doors blown off tonight.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
The level of hockey is being played. Like, if you're not really into the NHL, you should watch this and you will enjoy it. Like, it's a different level of hockey. Like, the NHL, basically, there's like 6 really good guys on each team. And in the Olympics, like, every guy is good. Like, it's next level. It's something to behold.
Winter Games Central, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Sad to say that we have a death in our family here as sports broadcasters, but ESPN just died. Did you happen to see that story?
What do you mean ESPN just died?
ESPN just passed away. It's a wrap for what used to be the worldwide leader. That's over with. That's done. I feel bad because we all kind of grew up on SportsCenter, and they got the football package. They became mainstream, and for the last 15 years or so, had Sunday Night Baseball for those of us that love Major League Baseball. Yeah, well, that's dead. ESPN just died. It's official. Disney just killed ESPN.
Well, how? Wait a minute. How? Are you sure? I'm not seeing.
No, I'm positive.
I'm looking on Twitter right now. I don't see anything about the death. What happened?
You don't see it? It's not
I don't see that. No one's reporting that they died.
Andrew Marchand didn't write a story about how ESPN, Disney just killed ESPN. It's done. Off all your cable providers.
No. I follow Andrew Marchand. He didn't say that. I'm looking at his page right now.
He didn't say it because I guess it wasn't his story. So but I'll give it to you right now.
Okay.
ESPN just announced they are replacing their summer Sunday Night Baseball package, which NBC has now.
Yeah, they lost that.
Right.
Like they lost that
it.
one fair and square.
Yeah, well, because they don't care about baseball. They never have in reality. They've never done a good job covering baseball because they don't like baseball. That being the case, they have replaced summer Sunday Night Baseball. And good job of NBC taking it. NBC's backing it in a big way.
Yeah.
They're replacing it with something that they're calling Women's Sports Sundays.
Okay.
Sorry?
What do you mean? So they're going to have
Excuse me?
So they're going to have
they're going to use Sunday prime time.
Yeah, with sports.
So I guess prime time is after 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
On Sunday nights, which is a huge television audience, as you know.
Yeah.
But this summer, they're going to replace their baseball coverage with WNBA games. They're going to have, their words, not mine, a bespoke studio experience. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Other than it's the death of ESPN. And my phone's acting up.
I'm seeing they're going to have NWSL games.
I have no idea what that even stands for.
That's the women's soccer.
Excuse me?
That's the Women's Soccer League. That's the Pro
So
Women's
we're
Soccer League.
replacing Major League Baseball with women's soccer.
Yeah, Trinity Rodman, for example.
Yeah, I know she's the highest paid female soccer player on the planet.
She plays in that league.
Is she playing on every team in every game?
No, she's not playing on every
No,
team. She
she's
plays
not,
for
right?
one team.
And so women's soccer ratings suck. They've always sucked. They're always going to suck. By the way, men's soccer ratings suck too. Just soccer doesn't do well in this country.
It's doing
never
better
has,
now.
It never will.
The men's is doing better now without.
Yeah, but if you want to find
MLS.
the watershed moment when Disney actually killed ESPN, what's today's date? February 19th?
Yeah.
February 19th, 2026. After a 35-year-old Sunday programming mainstay, they have now decided to go to Women's Sports Sundays. And I want to be clear. This is not a knock on the fabulously talented women that played professional sports. They are very good at what they do when compared to other women, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is that there's never been a television audience for it until Caitlin Clark started playing basketball in the WNBA, and they have record-setting numbers both in attendance and in viewership. To her credit and the league's credit, they capitalized, although they try to kill her every step of the way, they've capitalized on her popularity. But now you're going to get a 9-week run all summer long in a, by the way, what does that mean? A bespoke studio programming.
I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
All right? What does that mean? We're going to have a bunch of non-binary transgendered athletes commentating on athletics?
I don't believe that that's
I don't know what it
means.
means.
I don't know.
It's going to be WNBA games. It's going to be, that soccer league you talked about.
Yeah.
And it's effectively going to kill off ESPN. So there you go.
No, it's
so you can write down the date.
It means it's just made for a particular customer.
So ESPN said yes to this and no to Major League Baseball.
No, they didn't say no. No, they said
They're
yes to Major League Baseball.
Because
and NBC said yes more.
No,
NBC paid more
got
money.
out of their deal early with Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
There was still a runway on that tarmac for ESPN to stay in business with Major League Baseball and own Sunday Night Baseball, which they've owned since its inception.
Yeah.
They decided we want out. So Major League Baseball pivoted. Along comes the white knight called NBC, which is doing a great job now, I think, at their NBA coverage. And it's going to do a great job with Bob Costas helming their studio coverage of Sunday Night Baseball. So ESPN's pivot, which is apparently a move that they spent a lot of time strategizing, is we're out of the baseball business the way we used to be in it. And instead, we're going to give America a bespoke studio programming element with women's soccer and women's basketball. Now, I'll say this. If Caitlin Clark is not playing in every single Sunday night game on ESPN, then you're dumber than you act. Because the only way to salvage an audience is to have Caitlin Clark playing basketball on your network on Sunday night. So if you tell me that, what team does she play for, Indiana?
Yeah, the Fever.
Oh, yeah, the home of the Chicago Bears. That's right.
The Fever.
So if you tell me that the Fever are playing every Sunday night and we're going to capitalize on her popularity, then I say you're on life support and at least you saved it. But if you're not going to give me Caitlin Clark every single Sunday night, you just killed off one of the great sports brands in American history. That's what you did. Because there's not a big enough audience for women's soccer, as good as Rodman is, for you to carry Sunday nights on ESPN. And then here's the other problem that comes with it.
Yeah.
We're going to be force-fed pregame nonsense, postgame nonsense, and what they're referring to as bespoke, their word, not mine, studio programming to wrap around women playing soccer.
Well, you're going to do a pre- and post-game show.
Why?
Well, you have to.
We don't want to watch the soccer.
But that's what bespoke means. It just means customized around that. So they're not going to do like a sports center.
So
they're going to do
programming around a sporting event that Americans don't want to watch. Great idea.
Now, here's a question, though. So once baseball's gone, because baseball's already gone.
Yes.
They had to put something on Sunday night. And you've made it clear for the last 7 minutes that you do not want the women's sports in that slot.
Unless it's Caitlin Clark.
It's not going to, because she also has injuries.
Okay.
So she's had a ton of injuries.
Then
so
I
she
got
can't
no
be
interest in
reliable.
if Caitlin Clark ain't playing.
So then, but that's
Clark
not the
to me
question.
Is Tiger Woods.
No.
I don't watch golf unless Tiger Woods is playing in it.
Right.
I don't watch women's basketball unless Caitlin Clark is playing in it. And I like Paige Buckets, and I respect her game. But if
Paige's a better player.
Maybe she is.
Well, she is.
But if I don't have Caitlin Clark, I think she's the Tiger Woods of women's basketball.
Fine. But so the question is,
yes,
what if you were in charge of ESPN and the baseball's already gone?
I can't get baseball.
You can't get baseball back because they had to make a decision for something to run this summer with baseball gone.
Let me just say, I wouldn't have made that decision.
But it's already
I
made.
would have kept Major League
They
Baseball.
fired the person who made that decision. You're now in charge. You got to put something on for those 9 weeks.
Yeah.
What would you have picked?
First thing I would do is I'd take the 10 hottest female Olympic athletes, and I have them do stuff like Survivor. I have like Survivor Island.
A Survivor Island.
Yes, it's an athletic competition. I get the most attractive female athletes from the Olympics, and I just have them do stuff.
Just have them do stuff.
Just stuff.
What stuff? What
like,
that's not a pitch.
Okay. Bikini races on the beach.
They say no to that.
Yeah,
They're not going to do bikini races on the beach.
That?
Yes, they are.
I got a big check waiting for you, honey.
They're not doing it.
Yes.
I believe part of the reason they're doing this is because it's cheap. They're not paying a lot for the soccer and the baseball.
I don't know what they're paying
now
for.
You want to cut huge checks for women to run around topless?
Yeah.
More or less?
I've seen a lot of these AI videos of the domesticated Olympics. Have you seen these videos?
Yeah, I've seen the AI videos.
I'm good with that too.
You want somebody in there cooking?
I get some cuckolded guys. I get some hot girls dishwashing. Bang.
Well, that's the machine. I'm loaded dishwasher.
No, hand wash, old school. Like we got to pin them up outside in your backyard, and you want the summer wind to dry out your sheets.
That's what we're doing. You're doing a washboard contest where they're washing the sheets and hanging them up. What do you do with the drawers? You can't hang the drawers outside. That's unbecoming.
Depends how big they are, right?
Then they look like sails.
I would find an entertainment, entertaining type programming. You know what I'd bring back? No joke.
Yeah.
No joke. I would bring back Battle of the Network Stars. I would put that on. Okay.
So you have
people competing.
You'd have like one of the cops from Law and Order.
Yeah.
Going against like
that firefighter from Chicago FD. Whatever. Yeah.
And they be going, and then they do. Now that I'm behind.
Yeah.
And they would do that.
Yes, they would.
They would do that.
Obstacle course, all that stuff. But women's soccer on Sunday night. That's a zero share. That's what that's called. Disney has just killed off ESPN, and today's a sad day for all of us.
One check, one stroke of a pen, $43 million that you now have to spend in free agency. Ain't it fun?
Yeah, you take the money out of the left pocket, you put it in the right pocket, basically, Donnie. But you also free up the ability to be able to sign other players. Nobody did this better than the Patriots and Tom Brady in his career, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
The expectations were big for this team coming into this season. They've struggled to live up to them. When you think about the 4 losses for Purdue, they've really felt ugly. Iowa State smashed this team in their building. They dropped the game to UCLA and followed it up by losing at home to Illinois.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Not only do you have we don't know we're going to play an arbitration for our top pitcher in school ball. He gets the $30 million. You go and get Valdez, who's 32 years old, and you pay him 3 years, $115. Now you have a legitimate 1-2 punch and still have Flaherty in that lineup as well. If you're looking at a move singularly that I didn't expect to happen here and loved it. Detroit's move to get Framber Valdez, sensational for me.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
George, Rutschman is an interesting one here. I mean, this was somebody that we were told was going to be a superstar. I feel like we've done this now with back-to-back young catchers on Baltimore that they've taken. They've taken Matt Wieters. Remember when they took him super high and everyone thought he was the second coming? Then they took Adley Rutschman. I guess the good news is they have Sam Basallo, who's supposed to be fantastic too, but can't whiff on 3 like that, can you?
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyron A. Johnson here as always. First time in the history of the NFL that there's not a single team preseason today, obviously this changes as people wager, that has an over-under that is better than 10.5. So let me give you the teams that right now are considered the favorites as the first lines have come out for total wins next year. If at any point you're surprised, stop me, okay?
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens, 10.5.
That's fair. Given everything, that's fair. And a new coach and all that.
Okay.
Missed the playoffs, fair.
Buffalo Bills, 10.5.
Considering the Patriots were just in the Super Bowl, it's not a given yet that they're the best team in their division, fair.
But yeah, I think 10, 11, 12 right around there.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, NFC, the Detroit Lions, 10.5. Lions did not make the playoffs last year, lost in the first round the year before that. Obviously, there's an assumption of a little bit of a bounce back.
Yeah.
But you also have a much tougher division now. Chicago is at least a threat. They went to the playoffs.
I think that's
Green Bay's a threat.
You know what? That might be too high.
Okay. So you think Detroit might be on the downside, yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Back to the AFC, Kansas City Chiefs are at 10.5. Now, the context of that is in the Patrick Mahomes era, other than last year, they have never won less than 11 games, and the opening over-under is under 11 games.
Yeah, that to me, normally, that kind of screams to me under.
Yeah, right?
As of now, that screams under.
Okay, I'll give you another one. Chargers, 10.5.
A little bit of a surprise, but outside of their playoff performance, they appear to be ascending year to year.
Okay, LA Rams, 10.5. I think it should be higher, but I get it.
Yeah, and you also have a quarterback who's quite old now.
Yeah, you got Matt Stafford, MVP.
You got,
but you also have the Super Bowl champions you got to play twice. San Francisco went to the playoffs. They won a playoff game against your Eagles. Got to play them twice.
Right.
So that's a very tough division. And I think the Rams number will go up, not down, but I think the number's probably a fair number for now.
And they have the one trip to Australia, I guess, to play the 49ers.
That's correct. That's right.
Not, whoever they
open up.
That's almost a lock loss week too.
Okay, here we go. I think this is a crazy high number. The New England Patriots. So they are viewed as co-favorites in the AFC East with the Buffalo Bills. So they split last year.
Right.
And, of course, New England did win the division.
Right. And the other part is I recognize what you think is going to happen, but they did just win a boatload of games and get the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think they win more than 6 this year.
I know, but so that means if you were a gambler,
yes,
you would hammer the under in that case.
I think it's an egregious number for a team that's got a very tough schedule. And, again, we'll see what they do in free agency, but that is not a great team talent-wise coming back. Your Eagles, 10.5.
Fair.
Obviously, they're the highest in the NFC East. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the NFC East. Seattle, 10.5.
Fair.
They're going to lose Kenny Walker, which, by the way, quick note on that. I know it's happened before where an NFL Super Bowl MVP does not return to the team that he won the MVP with. Larry Brown comes to mind. There's a handful of guys.
Desmond Howard.
Desmond Howard, of course, has a kick returner comes to mind. But it's not happened a lot.
Yeah.
So the fact that Seattle is coming back with a Charbonneau and not Kenny Walker, at least in the moment, I'm confused by that. Kenny Walker's going to get a big deal. I know they're saying that Jameer, Detroit Lions, Gibbs. He's about to become the highest paid running back in football at over $20 million a year. He's also only 23 years old.
Yeah.
All right, so just keep an eye on that.
They also lost their offensive coordinator. He's now head coach of the Raiders.
Got it. And San Francisco, 10.5. Of the 10.5s, I think New England and San Francisco are the two that are most likely to come under that.
Yeah, San Francisco, this injury thing's not going away, and now they have record-breaking travel coming up. I like under.
The interesting number to me is actually the New York Giants. Because if you listen to Giant fans over the last month since they got John Harbaugh, and after what they saw Jackson Dart did this past year, you would think that the New York Giants are a 10-win team and are going to press the Eagles for the division. They might lose out, but that they're going to be a problem for the Eagles, and they might win 9 if the Eagles win 10, 10 if the Eagles win 11, that the Giants are a threat. And I've kind of poo-pooed that.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of kickback on that. But for all the egotistical talk amongst Giant fans, even like our producer Ethan, the New York Giants over-under has them at under 500 this year and is at 7.5. And I'm trying to reconcile in my head the fact that Giant fans think that John Harbaugh is the savior and that there's enough talent to be a 10-win team. But Vegas is like, let me remind you who you are. You're a bad football team, 7.5.
Them going from 4 to 7 feels about right. to be honest with you.
That still covers the under.
And the other tough part you have is you have the Eagles in the division. You already mentioned them.
Yeah.
Dallas is somewhere in that mix. They've been better. And Washington has been better.
Let me give you those real quick.
Yeah.
Washington is 7.5.
Okay, so they're roughly saying they're the same.
So they view the Giants and Washington now. You get, obviously, Jane Daniels back healthy.
Right. But
I think Washington, they're the oldest team in football last year. They'll have the most change in personnel for this year.
Also lost their OC, who you were high on. He's now out of there. Young quarterback with a new OC.
Yeah.
I actually think the Giants have a better chance of going over than Washington.
Okay. And the Dallas Cowboys,
which is always inflated every year, so it's very hard to predict.
8.5.
See, that tells me under.
Yeah, now, the Dallas Cowboys were better than Washington last year.
They were last year.
They were better than the Giants last year. Obviously, you have to assume they re-signed Pickens, so you've got the two-headed monster at wide receiver.
You think?
That's a fair assumption to make.
Yeah, for now.
All right, Dave, I got to check how much cap room they have.
Not a lot.
But I don't think it's a ton.
No, it's not a lot because the quarterback has an $80 million hit.
So if you excuse the fact that Cowboy fans are stupid.
They always
overbet the Dallas Cowboys. I think a Dallas 8.5 is a regular team 7.5.
Right.
So I think they kind of view those three teams as kind of the same.
Kind of the same.
Yeah, and one note, when we make mistakes on the show, I think it's important to own it. Okay. We make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes every week on the show. And unlike a lot of other shows that are like, I never said that, or that, just try to, ignore the fact that they just got something factually wrong, like my buddy Jason McIntyre.
Right.
Like Mike Evans has won a Super Bowl.
He's won a Super Bowl.
So he said yesterday he's never sniffed a Super Bowl. No, he won a Super Bowl with your colleague Tom Brady as quarterback.
Right.
But they never correct it.
Right.
So, again, innocent mistake, but let's correct the mistake.
Right, because it's live. When it's live, there's going to be mistakes.
Fine.
It's
And
live.
Look, it happens.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. You do it all the time.
I do it all the time. Yep.
But on this show, if we make a mistake, we own it. You and I made a mistake yesterday, and I want to own it.
Well, what did we say?
So we got the story right that Patrick Mahomes redid his contract.
Yeah.
And the Kansas City Chiefs had a $43 million cap savings in redoing his contract. What I didn't recognize, and it's on me, I'll take full ownership of it, is that the Kansas City Chiefs are still over the cap.
Oh, they got more work to do.
And I didn't realize that.
Okay.
I thought that the Mahomes deal gave them enough cap room to go get a free agent. It did not. They are $11 million or so over the cap. They got more cuts and more restructuring to do. So Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is dating a woman that is 50 years younger than him.
Yes.
Okay? Jordan Hatan, as you know, okay?
Yes, indeed.
And it's disgusting. And it's sick.
Yeah.
And no joke, where when Bill Belichick was 60 years old, she was in nursery school.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
But the ABS system is in play. Happen on the head this year to sort of challenge these calls. And, I wonder if it affects your thinking at all in dynamics of betting or anything else.
It does, and immediately my mind goes to probably the opposite ends of the spectrum, where one would be, in one scenario, pitchers are getting out of innings quicker because we're actually seeing pitches that actually should be strikes, and those are going to be called strikes and strikeouts.
You had the over in U.S. Latvia. That literally was, I don't like the term bad beat, but it's a bad beat when you have 2 goals overturned in the first period alone and you outshoot a team like 300-6, and you can't get it over. You can't get it over 6.5, and the game finishes 5-1. In similar situation with Germany and Denmark.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone, do you believe in the concept that dreams come true?
Yes.
Come true.
Yes, I believe it.
Yeah.
I still believe it, even though most evidence says maybe not.
Do you believe in the concept that dreams can come half true?
Yes.
Or a little bit true?
Yes.
So you get a little bit, but you don't get the entire Megillah.
Yeah.
Is that a fair comment?
Yeah.
That happened to me last night.
Well, what happened?
Yeah, I thought I had a dream,
Yeah.
and it came kind of true, but not all the way true.
All right.
Yeah, so you may have read in the news today that Newark Airport was shut down last night till about 11 p.m., full ground stop.
Oh, yeah.
For about 7 or 8 hours, full ground stop, because a flight took off, I think, from LaGuardia, another New York area airport, and there was a smoke in the cockpit.
No, it was
I
from Newark.
apologize.
It was from Newark.
I apologize. The flight took off from Newark.
Yeah.
All right, and there's smoke in the cockpit.
And landed back in Newark.
Emergency landing. The slides opened up on the sides of the plane. People had to like slide down. Everyone's scared and panicked. There's the plane right there. It was a JetBlue flight from Newark, New Jersey airport down to, I think, Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah, look at all that.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And thank God, no injuries. Everybody good. Everybody survived. That's key. We had somebody on our staff on that plane.
What?
My dream came a little bit true.
Oh.
You see that?
Yeah.
You see that?
I see it. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
yeah.
Ryan, our producer, I think we have a camera on him. You can show him real quick if you want. So he and was he with his fiance or by himself? I don't know.
I don't know.
But he
Those cameras
he
not
was,
on. Never
it's
mind.
okay. He was on his way down to see family down in Boynton Beach.
I believe his parents own property down there.
There you go. He's getting married in April.
Yes.
So a chance to see his folks, your pre-wedding. And that big son of a bitch
There
right
it
there.
is. There
He
it
went
is.
down the slide.
He lived.
Yeah. And there's his beautiful mom over his right shoulder right there. And obviously the Ryan family's very happy he survived it.
Yeah.
He, of course, made it to be a lot more than it was. Like, he got to go on a ride.
Right. I thought...
We're complaining. He got to, I love slides.
Right.
He got to go on a slide for free yesterday.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
I saw that video. I was looking for flames. They said a plane fire.
Yeah.
Where the smoke in the
But
flames?
here's the key thing we're showing you now.
Yeah.
So look, they wound up doing a great
Look at
job.
that. What you said? He smoked a fire there?
No smoke, no fire.
All right.
But I will say this: I want to give JetBlue some credit.
Oh.
Everybody got off the plane safely.
Good.
Everybody is well, so they handled an emergency situation well. However, after the ordeal, and a lot of people feel PTSD, and very emotional. I'm sure there are people crying. JetBlue's answer to people for putting them on a flight with a smoky cockpit was a $12 voucher.
$12?
Yeah. Hey, here's $12. You can get a box of Tic Tacs in the airport while we're waiting to find you another jet.
That's one soda on the flight. They're giving you a free Pepsi for almost burning up.
Now, I'm not sure what the right number is, but I can assure you of this, and I love JetBlue. I don't fly it a lot because United's the hub for me out of Newark, but he had this JetBlue flight. $12 is not the right answer.
No.
For a fire in the cockpit.
Add a
it's
zero.
It's just not.
How about we start with adding a zero?
$120?
I mean,
so you and your wife or your partner can get a lunch, a sandwich or something?
Yeah.
A couple drinks? Great.
Yeah, like something.
Yeah. So he survived it. Obviously, now he's going to wear this like he went to Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a story he tells people for the next 6 months. I survived the JetBlue fire. The fire of 26.
There it is.
He's going to tell his kids, you know how cool your daddy is? Your daddy once survived a plane crash.
Yeah.
And the kids are going to be like, how many other survivors were there? And he's going to have to say, the entire plane?
300 other ones. It's going to come up in the wedding speech in April.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just glad I made it to this day. Because for a while there, it was touch and go.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to make
This
it.
wedding almost didn't happen. And then his parents are going to be like, you know how many pigs and blankets we were going to have to eat with nobody in the building?
Right.
Yeah.
We were still going to have the party. It would have been a memorial party instead.
I remember when Ryan insisted on bagels and lox, and we were like, no, but you're our only son, so we're going to get you bagels and lox. And now here we are without Ryan because he perished in that terrible JetBlue incident. Newark. Meanwhile, not a single flame, not a single fire.
Nothing.
Like someone took a dump in the bathroom,
Right, it's like,
and
whoa!
the fire alarm went off.
The methane gas from a massive dump but landed the plane safely, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
Safely.
but I got $12.
Notice, he's flew out of Newark.
Yeah.
He's not at work today. He still made it to Florida.
He made it to Florida. That's right. And I know his family probably was scared for a little while there.
It's crazy.
Because I'm sure he sent a text. I wonder what the text was like before you knew that the plane was not on fire. Like, do you have that final moment like, I never told you this, Mom or Dad, but, I killed our first dog.
I'm the one who poured out all the hot karate. It was me. I poured out all the dad's hot karate. It was me. I know my brother got in trouble for it. It was me. I poured it all out.
And there's one topic of conversation we have a lot here off the air. I wonder if that was what he admitted to in the text message. Yeah.
Finally. If I perish, I'll never get a chance to do this.
Anyhow, we're glad that he's safe and well and enjoying his time in Florida. Thank you for watching. I'm glad everybody got out of that situation with their health. We'll see you again tomorrow.